Hey folks, Common Sense here. It's been a while. Hope all is well. So today we're going to talk about balance and Juneteenth. So for those of you who don't know, and I didn't know what the hell Juneteenth was till a couple of years ago, and I've said before, I consider my neighbors growing up to be like family, and they were black, and I'd never heard of Juneteenth. So if you don't know, cool. It became a national holiday a couple of years ago, not because of a bunch of virtue signaling douchebags on the Democratic Party. But Juneteenth is to celebrate a Union general 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation going down to Texas and informing slaves that they were free. And there was a big party in Galveston, and it's called Juneteenth. And why am I talking about Juneteenth? Well, today is Juneteenth. And the reason I'm talking about it is anyone who's been around for a while knows that I am big on balance. I think balance is the most important thing that we can achieve in interactions with the world. And yesterday we had an experience where you can be supportive of friends, be respectful of the fact that the day is not for you, but not be a virtue signaling douchebag. And I think that's an important balance to have. And I think there's a danger in not wanting to be supportive of anyone for any reason because we're being forced to or whatever, being jammed down your throats. And believe me, I'm all supportive of not allowing things to be jammed down your throat. But again, there's a balance between being supportive and not making it about you and not being a virtue signaler. So let's talk about it. So a little backstory. So my wife growing up was kind of a semi-pro dancer, and she's been doing African dance for about 20 years now, maybe 15. Anyways, she started in Los Angeles at Debbie Allen's studio. If you don't know who Debbie Allen is, she was the dance instructor in Fame with the staff, and Debbie Allen's a very famous choreographer and dance instructor and really kind of amazing dancer. And she has a studio in Culver City. And my wife got so good at African dance that she would warm up the adult class, which caused a lot of confusion because new people would show up and they're like, where's the African dance class? It's like, it's down there. And they're like, can't be down there. There's some white girl warming up the class down there. Yeah, that was my wife. She was really good at it. So she's been working with a troupe here in Charlotte for about 7 years. And she's part of the dance troupe, the traveling dance troupe. So there's, with everything in life, there's circles within circles. So there was the elite circle within her troupe, and she's gotten old enough that she's not at the elite level yet, but she is the next circle out. And the greater troupe and the dance people who show up to get dance class is the outside group. And because she is part of the traveling troupe, it was expected that she would dance for the performance that was uptown for Juneteenth. And she politely declined. And it was kind of a shock. There was like, no, you don't understand. You're welcome. Like, this is your part. This is your tribe. We're your people. You need to come. Just like, no, not doing it. But there's different. How she handled it was what I want people to try to emulate, and not because she's my wife and I love her to death, but just because how she handled it. She didn't call attention to herself and say, look at me, I am so evolved and heightened and virtue signally and liberal and moronic that I'm going to draw attention. It's not appropriate that I dance on Juneteenth. No. She's very quietly in the background to the leader of the troupe said, it's not appropriate for me to dance with you all on Juneteenth. I'm here any other day. And they're like, no, of course not. You're always welcome. You are one of us. This is your tribe. We're your people. It's like, no, you are my people. And it's not appropriate for me to be out there with my white face, even though we're Jewish and we've got a historical background of celebrating our own day when our own people were emancipated from slavery. It doesn't matter. It wasn't our day. That said, where again the balance came in it wasn't that we didn't show up and support her people. It was just that she wasn't out there. So we show up, and again, she's got, after 15 to 20 years of doing this, she's got plenty of costumes. One of the women's moms made her something for her when she performs with the troupe. She's got plenty of stuff, plenty of African garb to dance in. And she had a simple summer black dress on. We weren't calling attention to ourselves. We weren't, look at us. We're the white people who are allies. No, it's just, we're there to support her troop. Period. End of story, full stop. So we roll in and park, and we walk in, and it's pretty obvious that we're the only white people. Which, by the way, if you've never had that experience before, it's unique. And understand that there are a lot of other minorities that are oftentimes the only person of their ethnicity. And we're often the only Jews. So we get it. But we're the only white folks. And we're like, cool. No one was looking at us like, what are you doing here? No one was like, everybody was super friendly. So we went and found her group, and all the girls were like, why are you not dressed? Why are you not dancing? And she said, no, not today. And every single one of them said the same thing. You're always welcome. And the reason you're always welcome is you know that today's not the day for you to be here dancing with us. And that's why you are always welcome. And if you want to dance, you're welcome. And 5 or 6 different people said the exact same thing. And it was nice. It was good for her to hear, because she always thought of them as her people, as her tribe. And it was nice that they felt the same way. Anyways, why am I telling this story? Why I'm telling this story is the one other white person we saw was a former mayor who's a libtard fucking moron. And she had her African jacket on to make sure that everyone knew that she was an ally. And she looked like a fucking idiot. And she wanted to be acknowledged so badly, and I looked through her. I didn't want to give her any credit for anything. So we're out there and we're supporting, and I'm videotaping, and my moniker is Common Sense Giant. I am a giant. And I'm standing in the front row because I'm taking the videos. I'm doing my thing to support the troop and make sure that I'm making good videos. No one said a word. Like, people were behind me, like, could not see around me. There's no way. No one said a word. No one made us feel like we weren't welcome. It was a really nice environment. It was a really great, the troop did fantastic. When it was audience participation, my wife went out there and danced, and one of the little girls who was standing next to us, she went out with my wife because, I don't know, for some reason she decided my wife was a good person to hang with and knew how to dance and everything like that. But it was a really nice experience. But the point of this is that you can be supportive without making it about you. When we give to charity, we don't say, look, we're giving to charity. No, we just give to charity, or we'll give our time or something like that. Making it about you detracts from the making about someone else. And if you're blessed enough to have the time and the money and the resources to give to other people, then be blessed enough to keep your mouth shut about it and do it for the right reason. Be supportive of people. It meant the world to them that we were there. And it meant the world to my wife to be there to support them. And we were able to get back to a balance where people felt supported, people felt seen, people felt respected, people felt needed and wanted and loved, without the need to put it on Instagram and say, look at me, look what an amazing person I am. No. And even making this video, I knew that someone out there is like, oh, well, you're virtue signaling now. I can't fix fucking stupid. Get back to balance. Get back to supporting each other. Don't have knee-jerk reactions about things. If it's no skin off your back to go support someone, go support them, even if it feels made up. So anyways, it's been a while. Hope you all are well. Common Sense signing off.